Good morning. Happy Easter. Gonna wait for some friends to join me. It is Easter Sunday here. So what are we gonna talk about today? I got something big coming through, and I can't wait to start letting it show, letting it unravel. It's like this, for me, it's like this ball of yarn that's spun really tight, and it's holding, and then all of a sudden I start to talk about it and it starts to unravel. So we'll unravel it together this morning. It's a big thing that we're going through right now. Not like anything else that we've ever seen before. So we're going to talk about that. I hope that I'll get a few people to join me. And if I don't, it's okay, because I talk very well to myself. I tell people all the time when I'm teaching classes, it's really important for us to learn to talk to ourselves. It sounds really funny. Good morning, Robert Dosa. It seems really strange, really odd. We think you're crazy if you're talking to yourself, but it's really important to allow yourself to hear the voice, yourself, your egoic self, to hear your voice, to allow for, as you open up to your higher self starts to speak through your vocal cords. And then, happy Easter, Robert, and then your ego starts to get the answers that it's seeking. So the ego starts out with asking a question and starts talking. You just start, okay, let's go down that rabbit hole. So you just start talking, and pretty soon that question that you had that was floating around inside of you begins to find its answers. You begin to give yourself, your higher self starts to come in. We are in a very, very powerful time of expansion right now. And nothing is the same. Excuse me. Good morning, Judy. Happy Easter to you. Nothing is really the same, even though our egos are still trying to see things the same. And our egos are fighting this big change. The ego says, no, I don't like change. I think I'll just stay where I am. I would rather stay in a world that is, excuse me, this is not me, this is my ego. We would often rather stay in a world that is filled with violence and hate and fear than to say, okay, we're in a time of huge change. Can we just roll with it? Can we let go and just go? Let it go. Let it roll. Let it unfold as it needs to unfold. So we're in a kind of a battle, aren't we? So that's where we talk about, you start to really get to know your higher self. Your higher self will help you to come into this big change much more easily. Your higher self is you. That really is you. Nothing weird about that. That's you. That's your very, very wise, filled with wisdom, always been in existence, always will be in existence, never gone through pain part of you. That's the part that's never gone through what the ego has gone through, never really experienced it. Your higher self has been an observer, but never had to go through those actual experiences. So there's no pain body involved in your higher self. So there's nothing trapped. There's no little blocks of energy trapped inside of your higher self that spring up and get triggered. So in that place, you have perfect guidance. You have your most amazing guide right there within your own reach. We often want to look for our teachers. That's what we do. We're like always seeking. Somebody's got an answer for me. I've got a question. Let me look outside of myself. Let me go see who I can find for that answer. And the truth is when we open up to our own higher selves, the answers just start coming through because we already know. So mostly when I'm working with people, those aha moments, when I just repeat back to you what you already know, and you go, oh, it's not me telling you, it's me reminding you. You're talking, you're saying what you already want, you're already answering your own questions. It just requires someone to listen sometimes and to say, there it is, there's your answer. If people will listen to each other long enough, and we get into that space of the higher self, pretty soon the higher self starts to fill in the blanks, and then we can repeat back to you what you just said, and then you go, ding, 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 that's your aha moment. So it's just you remembering. Aha moments are amazing. They're one of my favorite things when I go, oh, I love that. I'm like, oh, I just got something. Something just came through so easily as our third eye is really, really developing. I'm really looking at people lately. I want you to look at your forehead. I think there's a physical change going on too. It's like that the third eye is becoming something that's almost visible now. You can see that space if you look in the shadows. It's not just a crease. It's not just, oh, I've been worried and I've creased. There is literally something going on here. And a lot of people, when I look at them, they almost look like they got a heart shape right here. So look in the mirror sometime and see, as your third eye is more and more developed, it's almost like it's like you could reach right into it. It's almost like it's becoming an orbit, like like your eyes. It's there. You can see it on people. It's cool. Anyway, I didn't mean to go off on that today, but that's something that's one of my observances lately. So the rabbit hole that I've been going down into, now it's time to fasten your seatbelts, is that we are in a time where, I use the word time loosely, where time is beginning to unravel. It's beginning to crash in on itself. And I don't know if you've noticed that, but you'll be going through life and suddenly you're like, I got this weird emotion or this weird thought, or I've had this dream, and that dream feels like I was there. You know, like in our dream state, we're more vivid. We're more like I actually was there. And see if you've got those feelings when you're dreaming. Good morning, Julie Kiss. Good morning, good morning. Happy Easter. So here's what my higher self, my higher wisdom is beginning to fill in the blanks here for me. And see if you can go here with me. If there really is no time, and I've been playing with this a lot lately, if there really is no time, then we have been going through on this earth for a while now. We've been going through this experience of time. It's an experience. Time is an experience just like anything else. It allowed us to kind of unfold, play out different realities all at the same, consequentially, no, what's my word? At the same time, basically. So here we are, we're higher self up here, we split off into who knows how many characters, and we're walking around the planet, and we're crossing each other's paths, and we're playing out these games, and we're learning. So now that we are evolving past the need for time, what we're finding is those different versions of ourselves seem to be melting into each other. And so we're going through life and we're suddenly like, well, what is going on with that? Why am I feeling this emotion? Why am I experiencing this? It doesn't even feel like it's a part of this lifetime, because it's another version of yourself that's beginning to unravel. And my sense is that what's going on is all of these parts of ourselves begin to come into alignment with one another. See how I said I start to talk my way through? Talking out loud really helps us. So say I decided I was going to be, good morning, Melanie, join me in my tangent this morning. So if we look at it like a game, and we've got all these pieces on the playing board, and they're all playing out different parts, and then we begin to wake up and go, oh, this is all a game. I'm really only experiencing something here. This is a game I'm playing. It feels like it's really important, but the angels for years now have been coming through and saying, please stop taking it so seriously. It's only life. Maybe they should be saying, please stop taking it so seriously. It's only the game of life. The game of life. You are here playing a game, a role. Your higher self is who you really are. So you're like this avatar, and you might be a dozen avatars, and you might be 1,000 avatars. I don't know how many avatars you've decided to play at the same time, or how many lifetimes you've chosen to have. So you look at it in a very linear fashion. Well, I'm an old soul. I've lived many lifetimes. And I know that I have. They've danced before me. I've seen them. I know by what they wear, what's on their feet, by their appearance, the stories that they tell. I know that they may have lived in what we would consider the 1500s, the 1800s, the whatever. I've been told that I've been seen back at the beginning of creation, coming up out of one of the first life forms coming up out of the water. So, and I know that many of us have been. So if we've been living all these different, and if there is no time, then it's all really happening at right now. Bring it all into right now. That version of you is happening right now. That version of you is happening right now. That version. It might be 1,000 of yous actually happening right now. So imagine as all of this, am I confusing you yet? As all of this starts to come together, this is my version of quantum physics, as all of those different lifetimes, as time actually becomes something that we don't need anymore as a human race, we no longer need time, then they all dance and they're all playing in this big, huge, cosmic, game at the same time. Right now. Because now is really all there is. We know that from all these gurus. Now is all there is. So if now is all there is, then there is no past. There is no future. It's all right now. The simplest way to put it. So all of those pieces of you that you've chosen to put all these different avatars into play are actually happening right now. So some of what you're experiencing and the heavy energy, and when we start talking about ascension symptoms, we're really going through them right now, right? So as we're talking about these ascension symptoms, we're talking about bleed throughs too. We're talking about, well, that part of me is really going through a really horrible time right now. Even though I'm sitting here and everything feels peaceful and it feels nice and I'm okay, there's another version of me that isn't necessarily okay. Good morning, Paula. Good morning, Carol. So can you put yourself in that place of a knowingness of, Paula, I think this is really important for you. This may be just for you this morning. There is no time. So all of those versions of ourselves are actually happening right now. And as we're coming and as we're evolving, those parts of us are coming into alignment, and they're all happening right now. So we might be really, really hurting in a lifetime that we're living that is set in 1700 or 1500. We're really, really struggling. And that part of us is trying to come forward. It comes through, it bleeds through. And those emotions that you're feeling, the pain, the suffering that you continue to feel in this lifetime, are echoes of the past, present, future that are going on in other lifetimes. And as I was going through this morning, here's the plus side. As I was going through this morning, I love how they're speaking to me as I'm getting ready. It was, there's also joy. So we can often go, wow, you mean I got to go through all of these different emotions from all of those, who knows how many lifetimes, where I might have hurt myself, or I might have gone through some horrible experience. I might have gotten burned at the stake. Who knows? You mean I'm actually experiencing those things. And I'm also experiencing those things that were not mine, because we are all connected. We're all connected to each other. So all of humanity, the collective consciousness, is going through this letting go of those things that were really, really painful, or fear, on a fear-based reality. So right here we are on Easter Sunday. What if we're experiencing the pains and the suffering of a man that was hung on a cross? I know I have. I don't know how many of you have, but I have experienced that in different ways. You might be experiencing the pain and suffering of the Buddha when he was put to death. You might be, whatever your belief system, whatever you choose to believe in, we're all experiencing these things to a certain degree in our pain body. We're here. Okay, bring it. We're actually here to help. What's your word? Come on. There's a really great word for this, and I can't quite, not quite getting it. We're here to start to unravel. I'm going to use the word unravel. We are unraveling all of these stories that we have been telling, all these stories that we have been creating that are a part of what we would consider our history. There is a lot of pain and suffering and fear in all of those stories that we have been experiencing on this planet since the beginning of time. And so, since we first walked on this planet. And so what we are doing is actually transmuting that darkness, that fear, into light. And we do it as quickly or as slowly as we choose to allow ourselves. And we don't have to experience any more than we are ready to experience. And you are in control. You can ask your angels at any point to say, okay, I need a break. I need some time off. I can't, my body is not keeping up well here. I need to slow things down. I need a break. I know I came here to play Wonder Woman. I know I came here to transmute a whole lot of darkness into light. But I need a break and a rest today, or for a month, or for a year. And I need things to be easy. That's the most beautiful part of this. We're not only experiencing the pains and the fears of the past, we also get to integrate all of our stories. Yes, Carol, exactly. Our stories are integrating. They're coming together, aren't they? Well, that's your choice, Paula. I'm not going to go deeply into that here, but that is your choice of whether or not you choose to continue to do this in physical form. We all get that choice, and many are deciding not to. So I'm going to allow you that decision. That's your decision, whether or not you want to stay in physical or whether you're just too exhausted. That'll be your choice. But I hope that you'll stick around, because here's the flip side. And I keep trying to get to it. The flip side is not only have we experienced a lot of pain and suffering in past lifetimes, but we have experienced joy. And many of us, if we're coming in and we're integrating our stories into one, you're talking about that joy overlapping too. So say you've got one lifetime that is just, oh gosh, that one's the one that you're like, wow, what a beautiful life that is. It's all going on at the same time. Can we go in there and kind of start shifting things around and experience our past joys, what we would consider those past joys as we're living right now? And we all have them. We all have those moments of absolute bliss. We know we have them. We can remember them in this lifetime, those moments of bliss. We are time travelers. We can go into those moments. You literally, as you're putting yourself into that place of that joy that you experienced, and you know that you have, all of us have, you're literally moving yourself through time into that moment, and you can sit in it. A cat loves it when energy starts to flow. Excuse this little mouthiness. So when you get into, you put yourself into a quiet space and you go, okay, my most beautiful moment was this, and we all have it. What was it? I had a very beautiful moment and blah, 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 blah. I want to experience that again. You can look at pictures. You can sit there and just take one and have a focal point or remember that moment. That moment that you fell in love. That moment that first kiss. The moment that your baby was born. The moment, whatever it might be. The moment you won some big award. The moment you got your first car. The moment, whatever it is. Whatever that most beautiful moment is for you. You go back to that place and you rest in it for a little bit. That's where your choice is. To say, okay, wow, it's heavy here right now. I'm really experiencing a lot of pain. I'm not sure why. Let me create. Let me put myself. And if you can't remember, I know that we can. But if you can't, then you create with your imagination. You put yourself in a place of peacefulness. I had to do it yesterday. I had to sit. I was just, all right, I'm shutting everything down. I'm taking an hour to just sit down on my floor. I'm putting in some great meditation music, and I'm going to take myself to a place. For me, if I put myself on the floor and I put on Native American flute music, it takes me back to another lifetime. If I just put on some nice, peaceful, like fairy garden music, it takes me into a peaceful place where I can just rest and I can feel healing coming in. You have to choose what it takes for you to find that, but please know that the angels are assisting and that you don't have to work at this. There's many of us. You don't need to carry the burden all by yourself. It is time for you to kind of wake back up again. You know, we talk about Easter Sunday, the day that Jesus, rose and came out of the grave. Well, it's you too. You're going through that too. Today is a happy day. Come back up out of that grave today and say, okay, I'm ready to choose to find some peaceful, beautiful moments today. I'm going to give myself a few moments. Yes, you live moment to moment and pull in some goodness. Try to pull in some goodness. It is our choice. It really is our choice if we want to look at things through that lens of pain and suffering, or look at things through the joy and through the higher self. The higher self is only seeing, and that's you too. That part of you can only see through joy, through the lens of love. Can you shift? Can you make that conscious shift when you start to fall into that darkness, that sadness, and say, okay, right now I need to stop. I need to be still. I'm only seeing my life through the lens of fear and pain and suffering and everything that comes from fear. Can I shift into a moment of love? Just one tiny moment. And I know you can find it. Shift your energy into that. Say, oh, I remember that. Wow, that was beautiful. And be in that moment for however long. Maybe it only lasted 10 seconds when you were here on the planet, or 5 minutes, or a day. Can you put yourself into that energy of that moment? It's the energy. We're all energy beings. Put yourself into the energy. What was my energy like? What did I feel? What was I experiencing? I'm going to go back into that for a little while and give myself a break. That moment that I was walking on that beach and my feet were feeling the sand through the centers of my feet, and I felt my chakras wake up in the bottom of my feet, and I went, oh gosh, this is like heaven. I'm walking on heaven right now. I can feel the energy of the earth coming up through my feet. Wow, that was lovely. I just put myself back. I remember that moment that happened. 2 years ago, I was in Ireland on Easter. Where else would I rather be on Easter Sunday than in Ireland? Looking at all that green and how beautiful it was. Sitting on the earth. I sat on the earth on Easter Sunday at St. Stephen's Park, I think it's called. Right in the center of Dublin. And I go back there. In that moment where I go, okay, it's happening right now, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you, that when you imagine yourself back there, it's actually happening. It is happening. Your energy has moved through time, and there you are. You miss somebody. You were in love. You missed that person. Can you put yourself back to that moment that you were standing there with that person? And just spend time there. Give yourself a vacation. I know life can be really difficult sometimes. Physically, it's difficult for us to get out and go where we want to go. So can you allow your energy body to go to that place? Your energy body travels through time. Your energy body has no problem going through time and space to wherever it is that you need to go. You're like, oh wow, humanity is really getting to me right now. I want to be up on top of a mountain where everything is peaceful and beautiful. And then imagine yourself there for a while. Put yourself there. It's part of your evolution. You can put yourself into that peaceful place. That's what this is all about this morning. It's allowing yourself. When I come in here 5 days a week usually, and I say, okay, let's go someplace together, I really want us to see it. I want us to take a vacation together, to just be there and feel the energy of what it's like for all of us light beings, as many as want to gather, to be in the same place at the same time. Feet planted on the ground, our roots intertwining, and the energy touching, and realizing that we are all so connected. That's what my goal every day. Choose love, joy, peace follows. Exactly. You are so right. When you look at it through the lens of love, the rest, all of that beauty starts to come in. I know it's difficult because sometimes those memories feel painful because you're like, well, that was then and that's not now. But that's not true. It's all now. If you can get that through your head, it is all now. It's all happening right now. It is happening right now. You can put yourself back there and you can feel the energy that you felt in that moment at any time. The energy never dies. It always stays. And all of those echoes of yourself and all of those different things that you've experienced, both the pain and the joy, continue to play out before you at any given moment. So can you focus on the beauty? We're being asked this now because we are focusing too much on the painful moments. In order for us to move into a higher frequency here, we can't spend all of our time in the pain. Yes, we're transmuting that pain, the dark, into light, and it is so important for us because our bodies are doing it anyway. We don't need to focus on it. We need to focus on the light, focus on the love, focus on those people who are here right now that love you right now. You have love in your life. You focus on going into those moments, those memories that are so beautiful, and spend time there. Spend time. Because the truth is that when we spend time, we think, oh, that's a waste of time. No, it's not. When you go into the energy of what you felt like in that moment when everything was so beautiful, you are creating a mirror effect in your life. So if you're spending all of your time going, oh, woe is me, that's horrible, remember what happened to me, and we're looking at all of that, and I can do it too. I've had my pain and suffering. We're actually pulling more of that into ourselves because we are that powerful. So it's important for us to, even though it's there, and it's important to work on healing it. I know you got to feel it to heal it. You've already felt it. We've been working a lot on healing it. Now can you focus on the love part? Can you focus on the parts of it that you want to create in your life again? Angels are all around me. The heat is absolutely... I'm like, okay, hello. Lots of healing energy right now. So I hope that you're just allowing yourself to sit in that. Just have your aha moment for a second. Allow your higher self to come in and say, yes, listen. Listen to that. That one thing is your key to opening up the life that you're looking for. Here's your key. I'm giving it to you. Focus on the love today, please. Because you are so powerful that when you focus on what it is, those lovely, beautiful feelings inside of you, everything that comes from love, might be a cat that comes to lay in your lap and you're like, oh, it might be a horse that you just love so much. It might be a baby remembering that child when they were tiny and you first held that little head in your hand. You know, and the smell of them. Oh gosh, babies smell so good. Remember those moments and spend time in those. Spend time there. It doesn't have to be a painful experience. It can be a beautiful experience if you allow it. Hi, Judy. Love and light to you too, Julie. Thing is, I wouldn't want it. Well, Paula, do you have to come back up out? Do you have to? Can you work so much at creating that beautiful love energy that when you do come back out, you bring it with you? That's the question. Bring it with you. Bring that energy with you. Don't leave it behind. Don't come back up out of your meditation and go, well, that's done. Now I got to go back to reality. Go, no, I'm creating a new reality. I'm bringing it out with me. I'm bringing that beautiful energy back out with me so that I can use it here in this lifetime. I don't want to leave it back there and then bring it back out. Bring it with you. I know some people are going to think we're totally crazy, and that's okay. That's okay, because there's going to come a day when they're going to go, what are you doing? You get into this space, this beautiful space, and when you get done, you go, okay, angels, I am right where I want to be. This is the feeling that I want to experience in this lifetime. Please allow me to bring this feeling with me. Allow me to keep it wrapped up around me so that as I go through life, no matter what's going on around me, I am still in my bliss. I choose bliss. Hi, Isabel. You're so sweet. So let's go ahead, everybody, big group hug. Let's go ahead now. It's nearly 11, as always. I'm trying to cut these a little shorter so I'm not just blah, 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 blah all the time. My message today is we choose. We choose to have love. We choose that no matter, I choose. Say this with me if you would like to have this experience. I choose to see life through the lens of love today. I choose to change my reality through my emotions, through my higher self. I choose to call in the angels, and I choose to have love. And I choose to be abundant in love, in resources, in peace, in joy. I choose to focus on what's good and what's light and what comes from love. And I'm stepping out of that lens of fear, away from all of those things that pull me into that place where I freeze, where I'm scared, I don't want that. Wipe it right away today. We're cleaning the chalkboard today. Clean it right off. Anything. Look at your chalkboard that's in front of you. You've been writing things on it for a long time. A lot of things don't belong to you. And a lot of things are false beliefs that you've been picking up along the way. I'm not good enough. I can't have this. Other people have that. I don't get this. My life is filled with pain. Whatever that is. You know what those things are. Erase them. I don't want them there anymore. Nope. That's not part of my existence anymore. The only things I'm leaving on that chalkboard are the things that come from love. I have this in my life. Ah, that's beautiful. Okay. And maybe at first it's harder to find those things, but you will begin as you make that practice of changing your lens over. And every time it's like snap, you keep a rubber band on your wrist. You go to that negative place. Snap, nope, not going there. I've got to change. I've got to rewire this part of me that thinks that I deserve that. I don't deserve that. Snap, I'm moving out of it. I'm going into the love again. And you might have to snap that little rubber band on your wrist 100 times today. Nope, not going to go back there. It's like training a new puppy. Not going back there. We're not going to pee on the floor today. Not going back there today. Today we choose love and everything that comes from love. And the rest of it gets left behind. And as you do that, it requires work. And as you do that, it does change the way that you're seeing the world. Your brain begins to rewire. I know it happens. I've done it. It rewires itself and you start to see things differently. And all of a sudden, as you're seeing the world differently, it's actually different. That's what's really cool, is that the world will begin to manifest itself differently. It'll lay itself out differently before you. It's really a powerful time for you. You only need to remember how powerful you are. The rest of it just comes into place. Remember how powerful you are. Remember that you are the one that's creating your own misery and that you can change that to create a world of joy. And all of this stuff that I'm talking about, time unraveling, and it's all kind of intermingling. As things come to you, if it feels negative or hurtful, you just go, I acknowledge you. Like it's a small child that needs some love. I acknowledge you. I release you with love. Like, see yourself with a whole bunch of balloons above you, and this one is not good. It's kind of dragging the rest of them down. Cut it off. Take it off. And let the rest of them fly. That one's not feeding my soul. I'm going to cut it off. And then just allow yourself to be in that bliss where you just start to float up into the sky. All of us should do that together. It's a process of new beginnings, exactly, Isabel. We're in a time. Carol, I love what you say. We chose to allow peace and joy. We can change our mind to embrace it, exactly. We choose what we're focusing on. And because we're so powerful, whatever we focus on is what's magnified in our lives. So we have to change what we're focusing on. It's difficult. We've been stuck in this pattern for a very long time. But it's little by little by little. Steve's favorite phrase was, how do you eat an elephant? And I was always like, what? And he'd say, one bite at a time. You do one bite at a time through this. You go, can't take care of this whole thing at once. It feels overwhelming. Okay, don't. One bite at a time. One time, every time you go to that place, you go, nope, I'm going to change it over to here. And when you do, it's like that little bit, it just begins to build up and build up and build up. And you're the snowball that's getting bigger down the mountain just because you are one step at a time changing the way that you're focusing. It's so important. We are very important on the planet. Those of us who came here to hold the light for others, we're very important. We are very, very supported in everything that we do. The angels are grateful, very, very grateful to you for what you're doing. And we have to take responsibility for where our minds go, where this little monkey mind chooses to pull us. We don't have to be pulled around by that anymore. We can choose to let the higher self take the lead on that. And the higher self will always take you to love. So let's do that for a few minutes. Put your feet down on the earth. Feel that earth. I want you to envision that for a second. Put yourself, if you're in a place where, if you're driving your car, be really careful when I start you on these things. Don't do it. Because we travel. I don't want you traveling out of your body when you're driving your car. So make sure that you're in a safe space. And then put yourself in a nice, comfortable, easy, relaxed place. I want you to just take a big breath. And try not to listen to this crazy cat. Feel your feet underneath you. Feel the roots coming down through your feet. Feel them, hear them going down through the earth. We're all together. We're all together now. We're all in the middle of this big, beautiful forest. The earth is packed solid beneath our feet. It's shiny. It's packed down so well. And we're all together here. It's a beautiful place. Right at the base of a mountain. Mountains surround us and the sun shining through the trees. And the leaves, they're just starting to come out. So they're little reddish leaves, and there's bright, bright green leaves against a very blue sky. I love the color of green against the blue. Just makes me smile. And if you look down around, you'll see flowering trees. Some of them look like popcorn popping out everywhere. And then there's the green against the pink. And then those bumblebees and the little bees, the honeybees, they're all busy, busy, busy collecting pollen. It's fun to watch them. They buzz right by your head like little fairies out here in my yard. They're so busy. If you look closely at those bumblebees, you might even see a little fairy on the back taking flight. Use your imagination now. So as those roots go deeply into the ground, that earth energy is able to come back up through those roots. You'll feel it enter back up through your feet. It's like pure love coming up through the center of your feet. And I want you to focus your energy right now on letting go of anything that is holding you back, that's keeping you in fear. Archangel Michael, we're asking that for everyone that's watching this now, and everyone that watches it at any other time, that they would feel your protective energy encircle them now. And we're giving permission for you to help us to release anything that's fear-based, anything that keeps us in this 3D reality. We're just letting go right now. So I want you to relax your body. Open up your hands as if they were the branches on a tree. See those branches come out of your hands. See yourself growing big and beautiful. Pretty little baby leaves coming out your little stems. You see yourself coming back out, waking up, feeling the sun on those leaves. Allowing source energy to come into the space, allowing source energy to come down over the top of you, opening up the crown. See yourself with that crown open wide now, and that love just shining on down through every one of your chakras. And if there's any blocks of energy, any sadness in you right now, I want you to focus on that place, asking Archangel Raphael to come in. And for anyone that has pain, suffering, sadness, grief, any lower vibrational energy within their pain bodies, within their physical selves, I would love to shine a light, bring a light into that space so that it comes out and it's not just in darkness anymore. And it's a light that's filled with love. So as that light shines on that place where you're still hurting so much, it doesn't feel so painful anymore. Notice that. The light's shining there. It's not stuck in darkness anymore. And as you allow that, the pain starts to get less and less. You feel ease in your body. Release those tight shoulders. Release those muscles in your neck. Release that energy between your eyes. All those places where you're holding yourself tight. You're bracing. Let go. There's no need to brace now. You can be in complete peace. And as you do that, this love energy goes through those tight areas and brings healing, peace, joy. If it's your heart that's hurting, just open up. Let this love in. Archangel Raphael, I see green energy floating all around us right now. Thank you to the angels. Jesus, who is so alive and works with me all the time, calling him, yes, allowing that energy to flow. There is nothing like the energy of Jesus, and nobody ever going to tell me he doesn't exist. When as soon as I say that name, this love just fills the space. Feel that. Breathe on through it. Pull that energy in, filling up your lungs with it, letting it go out through your circulatory system into every cell of your body. Big breath. Beautiful. Well done. Keep breathing. Big breaths coming all the way up from your toes. Pull it all the way up your legs. Feel as if you're standing in water now. It's a warm pool. It's down at your feet. And it's coming up as you walk in further and further. This beautiful, clear, fresh water that is just the right temperature for you. And it's coming up your legs, to your knees, your thighs. Hits your back. Just keep stepping in deeper. It's all up to you. We're asking the angels to come in and flush out any negativity, any attachments, any cords, anything around you, within you that are stuck to you, any negative energy, any attachments to anyone that's in your life, your children, any of your loved ones, any of your family. You don't need to stay connected to that. We send them love. We ask to have those severed with love. We love them, and we can't carry them. It's not our job. Let those cords be cut now. Any cords between those that we've lost, or cords between us and unknown, whatever it is that's holding us down. If you're a maypole and you pick up a lot of attachments, we're asking to have those cleared now. Let them be taken into the light. Archangel Michael, please gather all of these, any earthbound spirits, any energies that are not our own. Please gather them all, transmute them into the light, allowing us to suddenly stand up, sit up straight, feel that energy move now. You're in your own energy, feel that. Any cords between any of us, asking those to be severed too. We all sit in our own energy and our own power. Claiming your power now. Claim it. Remember who you are. It's the most important thing you can do. Remember who you are. You are a piece of God. You are a piece of all of creation. How can you think so small? Why do you continue to beat yourself up and go into those negative places when you are a piece of the very everything, the fabric of everything that ever existed? You helped to create those birds, those trees, the forest, the ocean, the whales, all of it. Don't think so small anymore. Take a big breath, claiming your birthright right now. And everyone that's watching or now or in the future, please feel this beautiful energy of the angels as they encircle you. They're putting a cape around your shoulders, a crown on your head, a scepter in your hand, and telling you, go forth and create from love. The love that you are pure unconditional love. And when you feel any less than that, you're not being your true self. You need to release all of those lower vibrational energies. That's not you. It's just stuff that's been stuck to you along the way. It's not you. You are amazing. Keep breathing. Lots of healing energy all around. Breathe it in. Open your eyes. Open your eyes and remember who you are. If you could only see you the way they see you, you'd stop doubting yourself. Big breath. Every one of those chakras is spinning perfectly now. You can see it from the root. All that energy has come up through and it gets you going. Boom, 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 boom. Just see it. Every one of them, like a rainbow, lighting right up. All the way up your spine. Pull that earth energy up. Opening up your hands, allowing for any dark energy, anything that's left over, any stagnant, any remnants of anything that no longer serves you, letting it come right out through your hands and your feet. Being replaced with perfect, beautiful earth energy. The energy of source coming down over your crown. You can't beat that. There's nothing more powerful than the combination. Pull it all the way in. Go to every cell, every part of you. You're lighting up. I can see you like arms out and light shining from every pore of your body. That's you. That's you. If you could only see yourself that way. Filled with power. You're like an absolute energy center. That's who you are. One more big breath. Integrate all this beautiful energy. I want you to take a big breath now. And if there's someone on your mind that you're going, but they need help, or they need love, or they need energy, let's send it out right now. Sending it all the way around the earth to wherever it's needed. Big breath. Share it out. You got more than you need. You've got this abundance. And around the earth it goes. I can see it just circling. Just creating this web of love and light all the way around the earth right now. Keep going, keep going. Big breath. Sending out. Allow yourself to receive at the same time. Two hands, receiving and sending, receiving and sending. This is not your energy that you're giving. You're just a transmitter. It comes in and it goes out. And enough stays with you that you light right up. So I want you to take this love with you today. Don't leave it behind. You can feel it. You know it's there. It's so thick you can just about pick it up and squeeze it in your hand. Don't leave it behind. We're asking the angels to just wrap you up in love today, wrapping you up in protection, allowing you to stay within this bubble of protection, filled with love, filled with gratitude. Just hold on to it. The gratitude is coming through right now from the angels, filling you right up. They're thanking you for staying physical. They're like, please, please, we need you now. Please be physical. Allow yourself to stay in the physical form, but realizing who you really are within that form. Allowing yourself to feel that majestic, beautiful self that you are. So as we take all of that energy and it's wrapped around us beautifully, perfectly protected in a bubble now, Archangel Michael comes around and is wrapping you right up, thanking Source Energy, thanking all the angels, thanking Jesus. Thank you to all of you and your higher selves and your guides. We are so grateful for all the help every day, every moment. Thank you to Archangel Michael, to the Ascended Masters, whoever you called in. I'm so grateful to all of you for showing up today, for sharing this time with me. Let's take one more breath. Feel that energy come up through your feet, up to your legs. Start to feel your feet, wiggle your feet and your hands and your legs, moving yourself around, coming back into physical. Bringing all that love with you. Don't leave it behind. Beautiful. Thank you to the angels. Wow, that was amazing. Take that bliss with you today, please. Enjoy your bliss. Don't let anybody take your bliss away. It's yours. It's your gift. You keep it. Enjoy it. You can share it, but you don't got to lose it. Nobody has to rain on your parade today. Just enjoy your day. Thank you guys so much. Take good care of yourselves today. It's 11:11, the perfect time to check out. Take good care. I love you so much, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Bye.